Hello students, welcome to Sri Jayendra Rank Zone. In today class, we are going to discuss our new topic that is alkenes. So in today class, we are going to discuss about our new topic which is alkene. So today we are going to discuss about alkenes. So this is very easy. As you people know, basically in case of alkenes, the general formula of alkene is what? The general formula of alkene is CnH2n plus 2. So the general formula for alkenes is CnH2n. So this is general formula of alkene. For example, if there is ethene molecule which is C2H4, as we can see in ethene molecule, carbon carbon double bond is there. This is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, and this is also hydrogen. The hybridization of this carbon is sp2. Also the hybridization of this carbon is sp2, as you have already studied. And because this is planar, because this is planar molecule, so the bond angle is, because this is planar molecule, so bond angle is 120 degree. Bond angle in this case is 120 degree. Now compare the bond energies. See, there is carbon carbon double bond, there is carbon carbon double bond. So the bond length of this carbon carbon double bond is 1.34 angstrom, while the bond energy of this carbon carbon bond is 146 kilocalorie. How much? 146 kilocalorie. If you want to compare the bond length and bond energy of carbon carbon single bond, so carbon carbon single bond length is, so basically this is, we have already compared the bond length of carbon carbon single bond, so there is no need of comparison. In alkanes we have discussed about the carbon carbon single bond. So we are seeing only there the carbon carbon double bond length and bond energy. Now see, so first we are going to discuss about the general method of preparation of alkenes. So we are going to discuss about the general method. We are going to discuss about the general method of preparation of alkenes. So general method of preparation of alkenes we are going to discuss in today's class. So the first method which we are going to discuss is cis hydrogenation. First method we are going to discuss is cis hydrogenation. What is cis hydrogenation? Cis means hydrogen atom will come from the same side of plane. Cis hydrogenation means hydrogen atom will add, hydrogen atom will add, hydrogen atoms will add from the same side of plane, from the same side of plane. So when hydrogen atoms will add from the same side of plane, this is called cis hydrogenation. So first method we are going to discuss is cis hydrogenation. Cis hydrogenation is basically the catalytic hydrogenation. Cis hydrogenation is basically the catalytic hydrogenation. We can also call the catalytic hydrogenation. We can also call catalytic hydrogenation. Catalytic hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen in presence of catalysts, and catalysts, most of the catalysts are d block elements. So catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes, catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes in presence of poisoned catalysts, in presence of poisoned catalysts, gives alkenes. Please note this very important point. Catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes in presence of poisoned catalysts will give alkenes. If we not use this poison catalyst, if we will not use this poison catalyst, then alkyne will directly convert into alkanes. So alkenes will not obtain. Alkenes will not obtain. So what are the catalysts? See, what are the catalysts we use? So first reaction I'm going to discuss with you. This is alkyne RC triple bond C, and this is R dash. So catalytic hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen. Catalytic hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen in presence of palladium. So the poison catalyst we are using there is calcium carbonate. This is poison catalyst. So basically this is poison. This is poison we are providing here. Why we are providing this poison? Because to stop the reaction, stop the reaction at alkene, so that alkene is obtained as our major product. This complete catalyst, hydrogen plus palladium plus calcium carbonate, we call Lindlar catalyst. We call Lindlar's catalyst. This we call Lindlar's catalyst. And this hydrogenation is basically cis hydrogenation. You can see cis hydrogenation. How it is cis hydrogenation? See, two hydrogen atoms. These two hydrogen atoms are coming from the same side of plane. These two hydrogen atoms are coming from the same side of plane. So these two hydrogen atoms are coming from the same side of plane. Therefore, this is cis hydrogenation. Also, if we use alkyne and we want alkene, again hydrogenation reaction. But if hydrogenation reaction is presence of hydrogen plus palladium, now this time we are using the poison. We are using the poison as barium sulfate. So in this case, the poison is barium sulfate. In this case, the poison is barium sulfate. Again, this is also cis hydrogenation. So hydrogen atom will come from the same side of plane, and triple bond will convert into double bond. So addition of hydrogen. If we will not use this poison, then alkyne will convert directly into alkane. So this catalyst, hydrogen plus palladium plus barium sulfate, this combined catalyst we call Rosenmund catalyst. Rosenmund catalyst. Always remember by name also. Always remember by name also catalyst. When we use hydrogen plus palladium plus calcium carbonate, here calcium carbonate act as a poison. We call complete catalyst as Lindlar catalyst. When there is hydrogen plus palladium and barium sulfate, then in this case, BaSO4 is act as a poison, and we call Rosenmund catalyst. So this is basically the hydrogenation reaction. Now see, now we are going to discuss about the stereo. Now we are going to discuss about the surface chemistry of this reaction. So we are going to discuss about surface chemistry of this reaction. See, the surface chemistry of this reaction. So this is basically the metal surface. This is basically the metal surface. So metal surface basically act as a catalyst. So catalyst will provide metal surface, and these are basically d block elements. These are basically d block element. Now, so there is addition of alkyne and hydrogen. So hydrogen will come on the surface of metal and form bond. In the same way, alkyl will also come. Alkyne will also come and form bond. Alkyne will also come and form bond with metal surface. Now, we can see there is adsorption. So this triple bonded carbon atom also adsorb on the metal surface, and this triple bonded carbon atom also adsorb on the metal surface, and there is addition of two hydrogen atoms. This hydrogen atom on metal surface, this hydrogen metal surface, again this hydrogen on metal surface, and this hydrogen on metal surface. Now these two hydrogen atoms, so see, only because there is alkene formation, so this hydrogen atom will combine with this carbon atom, This hydrogen will combine with this carbon atom, so it will convert into alkene. So this is basically adsorption. This is basically adsorption. Now after adsorption, metal surface become free. So this is basically desorption. This is basically desorption, removal of reactant and adsorption of reactant. Now see another method. This is one of the method. This is one of the method for the preparation of alkene from alkynes. Now we are going to discuss. Now we are going to discuss about transhydrogenation. So now we have discussed the cis hydrogenation. Now we are going to discuss about the transhydrogenation. Trans means anti position. Like this. C double bond C. If two same groups are on the same side of plane, this is cis. If two groups are on the opposite side of plane, two same groups are on opposite side of plane, this is trans. You people are aware about this. So in trans hydrogenation, this is basically trans. So now hydrogen will take place in trans manner. Now hydrogenation reaction will take place in trans manner. So the first reaction of trans hydrogenation I am going to discuss with you. The reaction is named as Burke reduction. The reaction is named as Burke reduction. So addition of hydrogen is basically reduction. Now again, the compound is R, C, triple bond R and R dash. This is alkyne and this is non-terminal alkyne. Why this is non-terminal alkyne? Because on terminal alkynes, there is hydrogen atom. There is hydrogen atom attached to sp carbon. Hydrogen atom attached to sp carbon, then terminal alkyne. When hydrogen is not attached, like R dash, so this is non-terminal alkyne. The reagent used in the Burke reduction. The reagent used in the Burke reduction is sodium in presence of liquid ammonia. Sodium in presence of liquid ammonia. Also we can use lithium. Also we can use lithium plus liquid ammonia. Also we can use sodamide. Also we can use sodamide. So all reagents have the same function. All three reagents have the same function. These all three reagents have the same function. So basically all reagents, these all reagents will have the same function like sodium liquid ammonia, lithium liquid ammonia and sodamide. Now see, the product obtained is, now hydrogen atom will come from the trans side. So now hydrogen atom will come from the trans side. So what is trans? When the two same groups like this are on the opposite side of plane. So the product obtained is C double bond C, R, R dash, one hydrogen atom from this plane and one hydrogen atom from this plane. So this is basically the trans product is obtained. So in presence of sodium liquid ammonia, trans alkene is obtained. What product is obtained? Trans alkene. Now see, now we are going to discuss about the mechanism of this reaction. We are going to discuss about the mechanism of this reaction. Very important mechanism of this reaction. We will study by slowly mechanism of this reaction. See, what is the mechanism of this reaction? As we can see, the reagent is sodium. The reagent is sodium and liquid ammonia. We know sodium is a metal and metal has a strong tendency of electron lose. So in first step, sodium will convert into Na positive ion by the loss of electron, and the reactant is Rc triple bond Cr. So basically in first step, this triple bond will break homolytically. One electron on this carbon atom, one electron on this carbon atom. So it is like this. C containing one electron. There is pi bond between carbon carbon. Also on this carbon atom there is one electron and this is R. If you want R dash, so make it R dash. Now this electron As we know, two, when there is two electrons, then there is negative charge. When there is single electron, then it is free radical. Now the electron lost by sodium atom. Now the electron lost by sodium metal, sodium metal will transfer to this carbon atom. Will transfer to this carbon atom. Now this lone pair of electron will convert. So this is free radical single electron. When one electron and one electron means pair of electron, then there is negative charge. So we can say this compound will convert like this: C containing free radical. As there is repulsion on the same side, as there is repulsion between the two electrons on the same side, so this electron pair will shift in the opposite side of plane. This will shift in the opposite side of plane. So this carbon now, this is only single electron, right? This only single electron. Huh? So this is basically this carbon having orbital only single electron, and this is paired electron. Rest remains same. Why these two orbitals are in opposite plane? Because these two orbital, if these two orbital will remain in the same plane, then there is repulsion. Then there is repulsion. Now, now see again what happens. Again, sodium will lose electron. So sodium will lose electron means Na plus and electron. Now this negative one electron, this one electron will again combine with this free radical. Now again this free radical will convert. Now again this free radical will convert into electron pair. So this is negative charge. Also there is electron pair. So and pi bond is also there. So now what happens? Now liquid ammonia. So lone pair of electron means negative charge on this carbon atom. Also lone pair of electron means negative charge on this carbon atom. Now liquid ammonia will supply hydrogen. This liquid ammonia will supply H plus ion. So this H plus ion will combine with this carbon, also with this carbon. Now the product obtained is, R C double bond C R dash, one hydrogen will attach from this side and one hydrogen will attach from this side. So basically if we see the mechanism, what happens? This step we call electronation. This is electronation, means addition of electron, and this step is protonation. H plus added by ammonia. So this step is protonation. So mechanism of this reaction is basically we call electronation plus protonation. Electronation plus protonation. Electronation plus protonation. So this is the mechanism. So you can see, because to minimize repulsion, these electron pair comes in the opposite plane. So due to these electron pairs in opposite plane, hydrogen will attack from the opposite plane. So therefore trans product is obtained in sodium and liquid ammonia case. This is basically the mechanism. Now see, now we are going to discuss some more reactions of sodium and liquid ammonia. If terminal alkyne is given, terminal alkyne like CH3 C triple bond H, this is terminal alkyne. This hydrogen is very acidic in nature. This is acidic hydrogen. The hydrogen attached with sp carbon is very acidic hydrogen in nature. So basically when we use RC triple bond CH, this is terminal alkyne. On reaction of sodium and liquid ammonia, we can also write this as soda amide. So this is Na positive and NH2 negative. Because this hydrogen is acidic, so it is plus. This hydrogen is acidic, so it is plus, and this carbon will be a negative. So Na plus will combine with this carbon and H plus will combine with NH2. So the product obtained is RC triple bond Na. This is negative and this is positive. So in case of sodium and liquid ammonia, the reaction of terminal alkyne will give this product. Now see, next we are going to discuss about the the product obtained by bulk reduction. So my question is, this is compound cyclopentane. On cyclopentane there is group called CH2, single bond, triple bond between carbon carbon, and there is CH3. And the reagent I am adding there is sodium liquid ammonia. The reagent we are adding there is sodium plus liquid ammonia. Sodium plus liquid ammonia. Now see, basically sodium liquid ammonia react with alkynes, and this is not terminal alkyne, because on terminal alkyne there is hydrogen atom on sp hybridized carbon. Is there any hydrogen atom? No. There is CH3 group on this sp carbon and there is CH2 group on this sp carbon. So this is non-terminal alkyne. This is non-terminal alkyne. And in non-terminal alkyne, when sodium liquid ammonia reacts, so basically trans product is obtained. Trans. So this is trans hydrogenation. This is trans hydrogenation. So double bond will reduce into triple bond will reduce into double bond. Rest remain as it is. So CH2. Now C double bond C. Hydrogen will come from the opposite side of plane. Yes, like this. Hydrogen will come from the opposite side of plane and CH3. So these two hydrogen atom come from the opposite side of plane. Therefore, this is trans product. So trans product is obtained. So this is the reaction of sodium and liquid ammonia on terminal alkyne and non-terminal alkyne. Now see the question. Next question which I am going to discuss with you. See the question. The question is basically, which of the following reagent is used to distinguish? Question is, which of the following reagent, which of the following reagent, which of the following reagent is used, which of the following reagent is used to distinguish one butane, one butane and one butane and two butane. So this is basically the question. Which of the following reagent is used to distinguish one butane and two butane? First of all, make the structure. First of all, make the structure of one butane and two butane. First of all, make the structure of one butane and two butane. As you people know, the structure of one butane and two butane is very simple. Yes, very simple. How you can say? The structure of one butane is C, 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 triple bond C, H, CH2 and CH3. This is one butane. And the structure of two butane is triple bond C. This is CH3 and this is CH3. As you can see, there is hydrogen atom. There is hydrogen atom on sp carbon. Whenever there is hydrogen atom on sp carbon, this is terminal alkyne. This is terminal alkyne. But on these two sp carbon, there is CH3 group, not hydrogen, not hydrogen. There are CH3 group. So this is basically non-terminal alkyne. This is basically non-terminal alkyne. So this is non-terminal alkyne. It is clear to all of you. And we know which reagent we use for distinguish one butane and two butane. See. So CH3, C, H2, C triple bond CH, while CH3, C triple bond C, CH3. When we add sodamide, Na plus and NH2 minus, this is terminal hydrogen, and we have seen the reaction with terminal hydrogen. This carbon bear negative and this hydrogen positive. So Na plus will be replaced by C. So this reaction will take place with sodamide. while while we use sodamide for this reaction, while we use sodamide for this reaction, what happens? So basically this will convert into transalkene. This will convert into transalkene. So soda amide when used as reagent, terminal alkyne will lose its acidic hydrogen, while non-terminal alkyne convert into trans product. So the best reagent to distinguish is which one? Best reagent to distinguish is sodamide. Is sodamide is NaNH2. So this is the correct option. I am not giving the options, but this is the correct option. Now see, the next reaction for the preparation of alkene we are going to discuss is Kolbe electrolysis. So the next reaction we are going to discuss for the preparation of alkene is Kolbe electrolysis. See the reaction. What is Kolbe electrolysis? We have also discussed Kolbe electrolysis. In the alkane. So Kolbe electrolysis for the preparation of alkene. See, if the compound is given like this, CH2 COONA, sodium salt of carboxylic acid. So this is basically sodium salt of carboxylic acid. This is also, and there is electrolysis in basic medium. Whenever there is electrolysis, because Kolbe electrolysis is based on free radical mechanism. This is based on free radical mechanism. So this bond will be break homolytically. One electron on this carbon atom, one electron on this carbon atom, one electron on this carbon atom, one electron on this carbon atom. So it will convert into CH2, and there is single electron in this carbon atom. Now CH2 and one electron on this carbon atom. These two electrons will come in between, and there is formation of pi bond. So the product obtained is CH2 double bond CH2. So we can prepare alkene. By the Kolbe electrolysis reaction also. So this is the product obtained. This is also the preparation of alkene by using Kolbe electrolysis. Now see, next I am going to discuss about the elimination reaction. Next we are going to discuss about the elimination reaction. So basically elimination reaction also prepare alkenes. So we are going to discuss about the elimination reaction. This is very simple. Elimination reaction. From elimination reaction we can also prepare alkene. From elimination reaction. See, elimination reactions are basically are of two types. One is even elimination reaction. And one is E2 elimination reaction. So one by one we will discuss even elimination reaction. Then we will discuss about E2 elimination reaction. See the question based on even elimination reaction. So basically first we are going to discuss about even elimination reaction. I am explaining you by an example. Like if alkyl halide is given, also you can use elimination reaction. If you do not want to use alkyl halide, you may also use another thing, like I am giving you some alcohol. So the reaction of alcohol like this: CH3 CH OH and CH3 in presence of H plus. What happens in presence of H plus? See what happens in presence of H plus ion. So there is lone pair of electron in this oxygen atom, and OH group is a poor leaving group. OH group is a poor leaving group. So OH is a poor leaving group. Now this H plus will attack on this oxygen atom. When this H plus will attack on this oxygen atom, this will convert into CHO positive and two hydrogen atoms are there. We know, we know positive charge, we know on positive charge on more electronegative atom. Positive charge on more electronegative atom is unstable. Positive charge on more electronegative atom is unstable. So water will be removed. Water will be removed. When water is removed, the carbocation obtained is, this is not CS, this is CH2. The carbocation obtained is CH3, CH2, CH positive and CS3. Now, now we can see this is the alpha carbon and this is also the alpha carbon. So we can remove hydrogen from alpha carbons. We can remove hydrogen from alpha carbon. So one of the product obtained after removal of hydrogen, one of the product obtained after removal of hydrogen is CH3, CH double bond CH and CS3. So when alpha hydrogen is removed, when alpha hydrogen is removed from this position, I am writing this one and this also one. So this is alpha carbon and also this is also alpha carbon. So I am removing alpha hydrogen. I am removing alpha hydrogen from the first position. These two are first positions. So there is formation of double bond. Another possibility of product obtained is CH3, CH3, CH2. Now I am removing hydrogen from this alpha carbon. So the product obtained is CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH2. Now the options are, across this double bond, how many hydrogen atoms are there? 1 and 2. While across this double bond, how many hydrogen atoms are there? 2 plus 1, 3. So there are 2 hydrogen atoms across double bond, while there are 3 hydrogen atoms on double bond. So which is major product or which is minor product? So this is decided by Sitjeff rule. This is decided by Sitjeff rule. What is Sitjeff rule? Less less number of hydrogen atoms, less number of hydrogen atoms, across double bond, less number of hydrogen atoms across double bond will be major product, will be major product, will be major product. Please remember this Sitjeff rule. Less number of hydrogen atom across double bond will be major product. So this is Sitjeff product. And what is this one? More number of hydrogen product is basically Hoffman product. This is Hoffman product. So this is even elimination reaction. This is what? This is even elimination reaction. Why this is even elimination reaction? Because the rate of this reaction depends only on the concentration of alkene. So the rate of this reaction depends only on the concentration of alkene. So this is first order elimination reaction. This is first order elimination reaction. So this is first order elimination reaction. Also order of this reaction is 1, and the rate of this reaction, rate of this reaction is directly proportional to the stability of carbocation, is directly proportional to the stability of carbocation, is directly proportional to the stability of carbocation, directly proportional to stability of carbocation. And there is also chances of rearrangement. There is also chances of rearrangement of carbocation. You people have studied. Suppose if carbocation is formed like this. If carbocation is formed like this, as we can see, positive charge on this carbon atom. So this is 1 degree carbocation. This is 1 degree carbocation. If this carbocation is formed, is there any possibility of rearrangement? Yes, there is possibility of rearrangement. Give first position to this carbon atom bearing positive charge and second carbon to this. When we shift this hydrogen atom from second position to first position, we call this 1,2 hydride shift. We call this as 1,2 hydride shift. So when there is 1,2 hydride shift, then the positive charge will shift on this carbon atom. So positive charge on shift on second carbon atom. Now this is 3 degree carbocation. Now this is 3 degree carbocation. And which is more stable? 3 degree carbocation is more stable. So there is chances of rearrangement. So always whenever there is even elimination reaction, whenever there is even elimination reaction and there is chances of rearrangement, then we will rearrange the carbocation. Then we will rearrange the carbocation to more stable carbocation. Then remove the hydrogen. Then remove the hydrogen to make the major product. So this is elimination reaction even. So all thing we have discussed about the even elimination reaction. The product obtained in elimination reaction is what? Product obtained in the even reaction is basically alkene. The product obtained is alkene. Now see, we are going to discuss about the E2 elimination reaction. This is also very easy reaction. What is E2 elimination reaction? What is E2 elimination reaction? E2 elimination reaction is basically we call dehydrohalogenation reaction. What reaction? This is dehydrohalogenation. Dehydrohalogenation reaction. What is dehydrohalogenation reaction? D means removal. D means removal. Removal of hydrogen atom and halogen atom. And this removal of hydrogen and halogen atom. This removal of hydrogen and halogen atom in a single step. Removal of hydrogen and halogen atom in a single step. See, for example, I am giving you like this compound CH3, CH2 and CH2Cl. Functional group attached to this carbon atom, this is alpha carbon. The next carbon is beta carbon. Always remove halogen. Always remove halogen from alpha carbon atom. Always remove halogen from alpha carbon atom. And always remove hydrogen. And always remove hydrogen from beta carbon atom. So remove halogen from alpha carbon atom and remove hydrogen from beta carbon atom. And after removal of hydrogen and halogen, form the bond between alpha and beta. Form the bond between alpha and beta carbon. So basically remove the halogen from alpha carbon atom and remove the hydrogen from beta carbon atom and form the bond between alpha and beta carbon. Now see, so basically what happens there? Removal of halogen from alpha carbon atom, removal of hydrogen from beta carbon atom. So double bond is formed. Double bond is formed between alpha and beta carbon. So the product obtained is alkene. Product obtained is alkene. So basically in this case we can say easily the rate of reaction. In this case we can easily say the rate of reaction is basically depends on the concentration of alkyl halide, also depends on the concentration of base. So order is 1. So we can say the order of reaction is 2. Therefore we call this as elimination through second order reaction. Elimination through second order reaction. So this is elimination through second order reaction, and this is basically the anti-elimination reaction. So this reaction also called anti-elimination reaction. Anti-elimination reaction. How we can say anti-elimination reaction? See, and the important thing, base should be strong base. Base should be strong base for this reaction. Like, for example, E2 reaction base must be like this: CS3O negative with CS3OH, or CS3CH2O negative with CS3CH2OH, or we can say sodamide. These all are strong base. These all base can favor E2 reaction. So these all are strong base, and these all base can favor E2 elimination reaction. Why it is second order reaction? Because the rate depends on alkyl halide and base. In the same way we have discussed about the rate for even elimination. Even elimination, the rate is basically, in even elimination reaction, the rate basically k times, change this one, it is not alkene, it is basically alkyl halide. It is basically alkyl halide. So right there, rate depends only on the concentration of alkyl halide raised to the power 1. So the order of even reaction is 1. Similarly, here rate depends on alkyl halide concentration, also on the base concentration. And this is anti-elimination reaction. This is anti-elimination reaction. Now you can see anti-elimination reaction. How you can see anti-elimination reaction? See, for example, if a compound is given like this, if a compound is given like this, there is hydrogen atom, there is hydrogen atom on the wedge position, while there is bromine atom, on the wedge position. So we can see, and there is hydrogen atom on the solid bonds. So what is wedge? Wedge means the bond inside the plane, and the solid means the bond is outside the plane. So these two atoms lie in the opposite plane. These two atoms lie on opposite plane. These two atoms lie on opposite plane. Opposite means anti. They are anti to each other. Bromine and hydrogen are anti to each other. When we add CH3O negative in presence of CH3OH, so there is chances of which reaction? There is chances of E2 elimination reaction. So remove halogen and remove hydrogen and form the double bond. Remove hydrogen and halogen, form double bond between these two carbon atoms. Why double bond is not formed between these two atoms? Because this hydrogen atom and this bromine atom lie on the same side of plane. For E2 elimination reaction, there is condition: the removal groups hydrogen and halogen must be at anti position to each other. Like in this case, bromine atom lie inside the plane and hydrogen lie outside the plane. So this reaction follow the property of anti-elimination always. Therefore, this pi bond is not formed, this pi bond is formed. So this is basically the E2 elimination. So there are two types of reaction we have discussed. One is even elimination and one is E2 elimination. In even elimination, the order is 1, because rate depends only on the concentration of alkyl halide. While in E2 reaction, rate depends on the concentration of alkyl halide as well as on the concentration of base. See, so some more methods for the preparation of alkene, like for example, one reaction is dehydration reaction. One more reaction is dehydration reaction. How? By using dehydration reaction, alkene is formed. What is dehydration reaction? It is very easy. D matlab removal. D means removal, and hydration matlab removal of water. So dehydration reaction also gives alkene as a product. For example, see, what are the examples of dehydration reaction? You can easily differentiate. For example, if given, so dehydration basically for alcohols, dehydration of alcohols. See, for example, if alcohol is given like this, CH3, CH, OH, CH, CH3 and CH3, and the reaction in presence of acidic medium, reaction in presence of acidic medium. See, as there is lone pair of electron, as there is lone pair of electron means electron rich, and this is electron deficient. So acid base reaction will takes place. Hydrogen will move on this oxygen atom. So this is obtained CH3, CH, O positive, and this O positive there are two hydrogen atoms, and this is CH, CH3 and CH3. Now, now this water will be removed. This water will be removed and carbocation is formed. Which carbocation is formed? Carbocation form is CH3, CH plus and CH, CH3 and CH3. Now we can see this is basically the rate determining step. This is RDS, rate determining step. Why this is rate determining step? Because the maximum time for the reaction, involves in the formation of carbocation. So formation of carbocation is the RDS step, means rate determining step. Now, as we know, is there any possibility of rearrangement of carbocation? Is there any possibility of rearrangement of carbocation? Yes, there is possibility of rearrangement of carbocation. Why? Because this is 2-degree carbocation. If 1,2 hydride shift will occur, this hydrogen will move to this carbon atom, then positive charge on this carbon atom means 3-degree carbocation, and stability of 3-degree carbocation is more as compared to 2-degree. So we can say 1,2 hydride shift, 1,2 hydride shift will occur. So 1,2 hydride shift will occur and the carbocation form is CH3, CH2. Now this carbon will bear positive charge and CH3 and CH3. Now see the alpha positions with respect to this carbocation. See the alpha positions with respect to this carbocation. With respect to this carbocation, this is alpha carbon. Also with respect to this carbocation, this is also alpha carbon, and these two alpha carbons are same. These two alpha carbons are same. So what we have to remove? We have to remove hydrogen from these alpha carbons. We have to remove hydrogen from. So I am removing first hydrogen from this carbon atom. When hydrogen is removed, there is formation of pi bond between these two carbon atom. And when hydrogen is removed from this carbon, then formation of pi bond between these two carbon atom. So two product I am forming there. One is CH3, one is CH3, C, H, double bond C, CH3 and CH3. When hydrogen is removed from this alpha. Now, if we remove hydrogen from this alpha carbon, the product obtained is CH3, CH2, C double bond, CH2 and CH3. As we can see, again major product and minor product. In this case across double bond, only one hydrogen atom. While in this case across double bond, how many hydrogen atoms are there? Two hydrogen atoms are there. And according to Sitzeff rule, which product is major? Less number of hydrogen containing pi bond is the major product. So major product is this one and minor product is this one. So in this case also again alkenes is formed. So basically dehydration of alcohol gives alkene. Dehydration of alcohol gives alkenes. And also remember, dehydration of alcohol is basically even mechanism. It means elimination through first order, and the rate depends on K times the concentration of alcohol only. So this is first order reaction, and there is, we will say the rate is directly proportional to stability of carbocation. The rate of reaction is directly proportional to stability of carbocation. And also we can say, and also we can say in even mechanism, there is basically elimination through first order. Elimination through first order. So this is basically even mechanism, dehydration of alcohol. One more example I am giving you of even elimination of ring ring expansion. One more example I am giving to you of ring expansion. See, if it is given like this, if it is given like this is alcohol and we are giving H plus. Now again, first this oxygen will protonate. This oxygen atom will protonate. When this oxygen atom will protonate, OH group will change into oxonium ion. OH group will change into oxonium ion. So there is removal of water. There is removal of water and carbocation is formed. When there is removal of carbocation, this carbocation will be formed. Now see the numbering 1, 2 and 3. You can also take 1, 2, 3. Now break the bond between second and third carbon atom. Break the bond between second and third carbon atom and form the bond between first and third carbon atom. Now draw the skeleton. Draw the skeleton. Skeleton will be like this. Skeleton will be like this. So this is basically the skeleton as we can see. This is first, this is second and this is third. Formation of bond between 1 and 3. So always numbering from the positively charged carbon atom. Always numbering from the positively charged carbon atom. Give number 1 to positive charge carbon atom, then second and then third. You may also write 1, 2, 3. So break the bond between second and third carbon atom. Break the bond between second and third carbon atom and form the bond between first and third carbon atom like this. So second carbon atom will bear positive charge. Second carbon atom will bear positive charge. Now if you see, now the carbon atoms in the ring is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why there is ring expansion? Why this 5-member ring? Why this 5-member ring is converting into 6-member ring? You can also write in this way. 6-member ring means cyclohexane and there is positive charge on carbon atom. Why 5-member carbon ring is converting into 6-member carbon ring? This is 5-member carbon ring. This is 5-member carbon ring and this is 6-member carbon ring. This is 6-member carbon ring. Because the stability of, as there is angle strain less, because there is less angle strain as compared to 5-member ring, stability of 6-member ring is more. Stability of 6-member ring is more as compared to 5-member ring. Now we have the carbocation. So this is alpha carbon, this is also alpha carbon. Now remove hydrogen. When hydrogen is removed from the alpha carbon, when hydrogen removed from alpha carbon, alkene is obtained. Alkene is obtained and this is the product. You can remove hydrogen from this alpha carbon or from this alpha carbon, product obtained is same. So what is the name of this product? This is cyclohexene. This is cyclohexene. So this is basically what? Alcoholic group. Alcohol is changing into alkene. It means there is removal of water, that is dehydration reaction. How this is removal of water? OH group is removed and from alpha carbon hydrogen is removed. So minus H, hydrogen removed, therefore water is removed. Therefore minus water will be removed. Therefore it is dehydration reaction. So these are the basically preparation of, these are basically the preparation of alkenes by using dehydration reaction or dehydrohalogenation reaction. Also you can use one more example. I am writing for you the example of dehydrohalogenation reaction. Dehydrohalogenation reaction. I am writing you, giving you the question basically, on dehydrohalogenation reaction. See the question based on dehydrohalogenation reaction. What is the question? This is dehydrohalogenation reaction. Select the eraser and rub this. See, now see, dehydrohalogenation reaction. Dehydrohalogenation reaction. What is dehydrohalogenation reaction? Means removal of hydrogen and halogen. Removal of hydrogen and halogen. So remove halogen from alpha carbon. Remove halogen from alpha carbon and remove hydrogen from beta carbon. Remove remove halogen from alpha carbon. Rub this. This is basically carbon atom. So in this case, remove halogen from alpha carbon and remove hydrogen from beta carbon, and always form double bond between alpha and beta carbon. Always form double bond between alpha and beta carbon. For example, if question is like this, cs3 ch cs3 ch cl and cs3, the functional group attached to the carbon atom is alpha carbon. So this is beta carbon. Now this is also beta carbon. So there is two possibility of product. There is two possibility of product. You can see what are the two possibility of product. Halogen is removed from alpha carbon atom and hydrogen is removed from beta carbon atom, and double bond is formed between alpha and beta carbon. So one possibility is this one. Another possibility, remove halogen from this carbon atom. This is alpha carbon atom, and remove hydrogen atom from this beta carbon atom. Again there is formation of double bond between alpha carbon atom and beta carbon atom. So there are two possibilities. There are two possibilities. First possibility give the product which is CS3 C CS3, removal of hydrogen and removal of halogen. So formation of double bond, it gives CS3C double bond CH and CS3. Another possibility is remove halogen from alpha and remove hydrogen from beta. So CS3 CH CS3, then CH double bond CH2. So two alkenes are obtained. And dehydrohalogenation reaction is which mechanism? This is basically E2 elimination reaction. This is E2 elimination reaction, and we have detailed discussion about the E2 reaction. Now see, which is the major product? Which is the major product? As you can see, across double bond, there is only one hydrogen atom. Across double bond, there are three hydrogen atoms, 2, 1 plus 3. So therefore, less number of hydrogen atom, less number of hydrogen atom, less number of hydrogen atom across double bond. Across double bond is major product, is major product. So this is major product, this is major, and this is minor. So these are the some preparation of alkenes which we have discussed in today class. So in next class we will also discuss some more methods for preparation of alkenes. So thank you for watching this.